All right, we're live. BDC Retro, damn, on the ball. Good morning. Let me refresh Twitch really quick. Okay, there we go. Now I've got a bit rate. Adding some tags, more. AMA. Game. Development. Unity. All right, tags added. Hey, Justin. All right. Cool. I'm still just getting started this afternoon for me, this morning for you. What's up, Remez? I need to check in with Ali and see if he is around before I attempt the thing I'm going to attempt, because I think I crashed this zone or the server early. Justin said I got a new desktop, and to my surprise, they gave me a decent onboard card in there. EQ2 is flying. So happy. Nice. That is good to hear, my dude. All right. Those of you that may be watching this on the VOD, welcome. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Making that number bigger for us is a huge kindness. If you like what you're seeing with Monsters and Memories, do it for the team. And don't forget to check out the VODs from the rest of the team that's working on stuff. Hey, Coding Caffeine. All right, so again, let me double check and see. Well, I mean, I guess in theory, if I crash the zone, then let me just test this. You know what? Let me just test it, because there's another way to test it that may not be crashing things. So we'll see. We'll see. Get this going nice and early in the stream, and that way, if I do wind up crashing something, I can reach out and potentially get it fixed. Hey, Pattis. Ooh, Pattis is on. What's up, MMO Pog? Alright, can I get into the game? Oh. Crap. I really need to not be slack and squeeze in a workout later. All right, we're loading. What's up, Chinny D? I missed you up there earlier. Options. Okay, master volume's down. Good. Lieutenant's here. Perfect. Let's... I'm so happy to have these little buttons here. Make life a lot easier. I am now invulnerable. I have disabled aggro. Hopefully everybody's morning's going good. All my morning people. Oops. The zone line bug got me. I've been teleported to a safe location. Why does this do this sometimes, though? Pattis, are you seeing this? Isn't this weird, Pattis? Let me look at the actual... I've seen this before. I've seen this before. But I'm trying to think of like if there's a consistent cause of this. And the weird thing is, it's not like it's all of the geo, right? Like I'm trying to see if there's other stuff that's stupid. Oh, look, that's offset. Oh yeah, that's duplicated as well. It's like it loads to... Let me get a screenshot of this for... Oh, you know what? It hasn't unloaded the old geo. Look, that's what's going on. Because this doesn't... wait. That doesn't prove shit. I'm wrong. Because... that's actually in Shaded Dunes. So it's a duplication. It's not an unloading issue. But it doesn't duplicate everything either. Alright, so let me make a big old fat screenshot of this. Let's see. Here. And here. I zoned from Night Harbor to Shaded Dune. The snack, you might have been gone for a while. The city's gotten a massive. Coding caffeine, I don't think it's a collision being off issue. It's whoops, I'm getting my butt bit. Am I about to die? I am. Invulnerable. Aggro off. Go away. It's when we've got the broad zone lines, I think it's just it's putting us somewhere weird when we zone, and I can't figure out that that's an issue with the calculation in the zone line, or if it's more of a issue with somewhere along the edge of that zone line. It throws you under the world or something. So now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to zone into Shaded Dunes again. Zone Shaded Dunes. Okay, and that didn't fix it. I wonder if this is only an editor bug as well. So I'm gonna turn off play in editor, and then I'm gonna log back in. And while that's loading, I'm going to I'm going to go to bug discussion. And I'm gonna paste, and then I'm gonna paste some more. Pazzy said, I've never noticed the destroyed walls outside the city. That gives a real good sense of history. of what even might have happened that pushed the city back to its curtain walls. Yeah, over time you'll see more and more of the difference between the more recently built city of Night Harbor and then all of the various ruins in the area that things are built on top of. We've tried to be good about establishing a good timeline that speaks to a lot of that stuff. We've got another dungeon coming up that we want to build. So that for proof of concept, well, I mean, proof of concept may go beyond this, but even in the immediate proof of concept, essentially, we've got Wormsbane. There'll be a new dungeon that is a different theme, and there's a lot of history in that theme. It goes back to previous occupants, and then we'll have Fallen Watch up on the hill. All right, did I not hit play? Okay. Pansy said, I love environmental storytelling, even if it doesn't exactly match what might be in the lore document. I find it interesting to read the design of the world and infer the history. Yep. It's always been huge for me as well. That's why we're building a lot of that in. For you, it's preferable to reading a document or having an NPC tell you. Yeah, I mean, that's the philosophy. I think we've talked about that before. Code and Caffeine asked, who's handling the netcode for Eminem? That is Ali. I was going to say Baba Ali. Nick is on a 31-month streak. Will he keep it up? That's crazy, man. 31 months. Okay, so now we don't see the bug. It only happened while zoning. Interesting. Let's see if we can recreate that bug in honor of Nick's 31-month streak. Is the new dungeon going to be fleshing out a dungeon you've already talked about or something completely new? Can you share what zone the new dungeon will be off of? I'm gonna put everything in a little tentative air quotes. But it's probably going to be off of Shaded Dunes. And it's probably going to be based on the creature you've already seen. Creature type. And it's going to probably be a mix of indoor and outdoor theme. Okay, I just did it again. So maybe it's an editor thing? But I've seen this a few times, so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna take a moment here in a second and I'm reading the console right now to see if this error looks like maybe this is it. All right. So, pardon me 1 second, guys. What I'm going to do is Nick, did you just subscribe and run or are you still in there? Okay. I really do appreciate your 31 months of subscribing. Hopefully it didn't sound like I was downplaying that. Hey, Chess Solo. Okay. So I'm no longer aggro. I'm no longer vulnerable to anything. Let me just post this real quick in our Slack. Whoops. I've run into a bug in which I get 2 copies of some of the NH facade stuff while in SP. Think I've only ever seen this in editor. It's nothing major, so I'll plop it into an issue if no one has an idea. An immediate idea of what's going. And then in a thread, I'll post this error that I see in the console. I'll also grab the error text. Hear it. Got it. Cool. All right, we should be good. I think that'll wind up, because it's not like keeping us from doing anything or whatever, and it's not anything crazy or immediate, then I will probably wind up just putting that into a GitHub issue. So I was killing 2 birds with 1 stone earlier. I'm wanting to see whether or not our ability to trigger events across zone lines is working. And so, and I also, you know, the other night before bed, I was like, I'm gonna go to bed early, and then I wound up laying in bed and jotting a few ideas down on my phone. And so, one of those involves this camp over here, and so I figured I'd quickly plop this in and test to see if cross zone line triggering worked, because I mean that's what's required here. So we'll see. And it's good to do it early in the stream because not as many people are on, so it won't be a spoilery if you're watching this on the VOD. Close your eyes, or just continue to check stuff out on the VODs. You'll have spoilers naturally when the day comes, but there's a lot of stuff that's going in these days that we don't have time to even show on stream. So pretty soon there'll be new discoveries for you. As he said, I'd love to see a dungeon in this zone that's tied to the old city, like abandoned ruins that have been taken over by animals or other faction. I'd like to see a faction that used to be, the location used to be a stable, it used to be an inn, etc. PDC Retro said maybe like City of Mist and EQ. I think you may be in the ballpark on the next one, but it won't speak to the civilization that you see a lot of remnants of in and around Night Harbor. This is an entirely different civilization. As he said, as much as I've watched this stream, I think I've only ever seen this zone and city. There are a few other zones, but honestly, everything else is extremely placeholder. You go back and look at some of the other stuff. Okay, so what am I doing here? What time is it? 2 p.m. times that 5 p.m. Get us in the ballpark. Night Harbor sewers. We used to have an old placeholder sewer. Nick and I built a placeholder sewer in the old Night Harbor, and it was populated. And it had, you know how we had the little capsule creatures? It was very much there was a tiny slime that Nick put down there that was a tiny square. Or tiny cube, sorry. It was hilarious. Has the bug been fixed? I saw earlier that anytime a cleric NPC spawned, he would do something and everybody would start beating him up and vice versa. But I don't see any cleric. Okay. A gelatinous capsule cube? Yes. It's like they would come in and they cast a buff or something, and then all of a sudden they just start brawling. It was the weirdest thing because I came over here to put this thing in, and I looked over and there are just two guys over here punching each other in the face randomly. I'm like, what? Checked faction, checked everything, nothing had changed. They're still who they were before, so that wasn't it. Yeah, so then I noticed that was only with that one cleric mob, and then I noticed it because when the skeletons come in after this, it was happening with the skeleton as well. So, all right. Timing on this at the beginning will be a little janky, but that's what cleanup and iteration is for. I probably could have kicked this off at 6, but time coming up. And I'll see, when does it start? 7 p.m. You know what? It's been kind of a mystery to me. I always thought it started at 6, like nighttime. We'll see if coming up soon you see the population change. Well, in this case, it'll just be shit spawns. Then 6, but I've seen it take as long as like 7 p.m. randomly. Nighttime, I thought, should be 6, but yep, so these guys spawn. / kill. Alright, cool. Is it night? Or is night always 6 p.m.? I thought it was always supposed to be like 6 p.m. But... Alright, so this guy... Help, we're being attacked. Great. I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep this guy alive with my current targeting. Nope, he's dead. I failed at targeting. I guess I should just clean it up. So, reload. Let's see. Times that 5 p.m. Reload the zone really quick. Oh, look. Okay, so I've just done time set 5. Oh, I did 6 p.m. I'm a dummy. 5 p.m. See, here's the theologian. Is he about to make everybody mad? No, he goes aggro. He's the one starting it. So as soon as he casts something, he goes aggro. Theologian casts Holy Focus. It's either Chastise or Holy Focus. And as soon as he does, man, he decides he's going to focus on whipping all of his buddies' asses, apparently. Alright, let's repop again. Hey, T-Con. Okay. No clerics here, so we're good. So then what I'll do, instead of making you guys wait again, I'm going to I'm gonna push it to 6 p.m. Boom. This'll happen. Kill. 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 Once he's unstunned, I'm not even gonna play around with these guys. I'm just gonna get them out of the way. Kill. 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 I love seeing the skeletons kick now. He was about to do it for Sparta, it looked like. He had his knee to his chin. We currently don't have a run. So this guy's slowly piecing out, like just walking. He's like, "Oh no." And then walking. His dialogue is supposed to change at night. That's got to be fixed. Oops, I didn't mean to slow you down, buddy. Skeletons now with snake kicking technology. Yeah, T-Con. I'm pretty sure if we go over here, yeah, they're fighting this deacon. These two are still fighting each other. They've gone insane, like in some Lovecraftian storyline. Kill. And hopefully this guy doesn't run over there and start aggroing stuff. For whatever reason, this guy's more aggro than the undead. He just runs himself into trouble. So, long story short, he'll walk through here. And, when he gets to the end of his path, he says, "Hey, I know the way from here. I'll meet you at the campsite in Night Harbor." And he depops. When he does that, before he depops, he's going to fire a trigger that goes across zone lines and then activates a triggered spawn, which is basically just making him appear again. And so that is what I was testing earlier, and naturally with stuff that we don't use a lot, there are opportunities for discoveries of the fact that certain things aren't working as intended. Fortunately, that kind of stuff gets fixed pretty quickly. But I'd only ever tried one of these on a different guy that wanders around in the desert here who's been forgotten about and needs to be finished. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So right around in here, he'll be like, "I got it," and then he'll peace out. Yep. Now, in theory, he should wait a little bit longer, so we can update that. But he says, "I can make it alone from here. Meet me at the dig site in Night Harbor." Okay. And the reason why I didn't have him go all the way to the zone line to do that is just honestly so you don't have to wait for his slow ass to get all the way there. I mean, just so slow. He's not running. So let's zone in and see if he has triggered himself. I can feel the warm waters welcoming me, Justin. The warm waters of Shaded Dunes. Of the bay. Oh, interesting. This is interesting in terms of debugging. The problem we might run into then is it's daytime over here. And if it's daytime over here, then that won't actually happen because that can only ever happen at night. And then he's meant to be triggered, spawn over here for the remainder of the night. And then when daytime comes, he goes back to his original position at the camp. Or at the dig site. Orc Gray, hello. Are the zones not sharing the same time? They are, but until we get a command to reset all of these zones back to the same time, then the fact that I was over there changing the time so that we could trigger that event puts it out of sync with all the rest of the zones on the server. So we need like a global reset. Auric, it is not. It is a game called Monsters and Memories. You can check out the website there. We just released a new update. But if you want to get a background on the game and see a bunch of images, concept screenshots, videos, and stuff that really aren't available on the rest of the site, you can thumb through the various updates. There's also an FAQ there. But to your point or to your question, we are going for a very like late 90s, early 2000s art style. So lower poly, hand painted textures. All right. So doesn't have anything yet. I guess in theory we could times that design producing this game solo. Nope, we have a team of 14 people right now. Everybody should be listed on the team page on the website. Let's go ahead, time set. Honestly, I think it's just not working is what's happening. And I'm pretty sure if I use the trigger command, that's what crashed the zone earlier. Cool, are all passionate about this Ever Quest nostalgia. I would say the bulk of the team, the bulk of the team have all either played or are currently playing EQ either. Well, I'd say for the most part, like P99, so the old feel. But we've got a mix of influences in here. Classic WoW. Folks with backgrounds in, like, honestly, pretty much anything that's come out in the last 20 years. But we're pulling a little bit from here and there. It's the era more than it is necessarily just than it is like, how do we emulate one specific game. They plan to profit $, or just for nostalgia. So it is an actual commercial product. We are making a product to eventually make money. Are we doing it just for money? No, the team's working on their own time as a passion product. So if they're doing it just for the money, at least they're playing the long game. Thank you, Poop Maker. Good morning, Isan. How are you doing? All right, so it's nighttime here. Zone, shaded, dunes. We'll try one more time, but I'm fairly certain that it's not going to work. This is not a Unity, right? It is in Unity. Oops, things are attacking me. Things are invisible. Give them a moment. I think they'll start showing up. BTC Retro asks, Mr. Maker? Well, that's presumptuous. Could be Miss Poop Maker. Mr. Maker, do you enjoy when people say your name? Say my name, say my name. Yeah. So it shouldn't have a 90s look? What do you mean, Auric? Things are invisible. Let's see what happens when we come back and reload. It is what Poop Maker lives for, hearing those words. So shouldn't have a 90s look. Well, it looks like EverQuest. Yeah, it looks like EverQuest or WoW. Yes. The late 90s, early 2000s look. Yes. I am confused. Good morning, Keith. I mean, it doesn't even... So, you keep referring to EQ, but EQ didn't even look like EQ after about 2002. Yeah, the engine we can make stuff look like anything we want. So maybe not Unreal 5 to the chagrin of our artists. Animation exception. Okay. There it is for now. Hey, Homestead. Maybe it's the ubiquitous... I can't... That word's going to kick my ass every time. Ubiquitous font on the name tags that makes it look, in air quotes, like EQ. Yeah, that could be. And the thing is, I don't necessarily know that it's a bad thing. Lunati, thank you for the follow. Trust me, we're you know, if people come in and go, hey, this looks like this game I used to love, probably not going to argue too much. Means we're in the right ballpark. So time set 5 p.m. so that we're and then we'll reload. So Oric said, Ryle, I didn't know that. So they will be able to make a modern looking game and possibly profit. And Ryle, what they had said is Unity is just an engine, has little to do with your graphics. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be... Oh my goodness, Theologian. So we'll kill the Theologian. And now we'll set it to 6 p.m. But like I said, even with the 2 zones time synced, I don't know that we're going to find... that this works. I think we're going to find that something to do with the cross zone trigger is not working, which would make sense because we really haven't done much. Well, we really haven't done anything with it that should be noticeable. Is this a Nectulus analog, Rao asked? Yeah, I mean it's got a difference between like day-night populations, which actually it's happening in a number of places. Like you'll see it in subtle ways throughout Night Harbor. Guards will be in different positions, depending on whether or not it's day or night. NPCs may come out of the shade and go towards fires and stuff like that. You'll find different NPCs available. So in that sense, yes. And I mean, undead and cultists and stuff is something we've got plenty of thematically, and we've got the models for. Oric said, all kids now play Roblox. Have you looked into that? I have. I used to, the last company I worked at made online games for teenage and preteen girls. So we did a lot of looking at Roblox. The cool thing about Roblox is as kids hit a certain age, they have a tendency to age out of the game or age out of the platform. I don't know if that's still true with some of the newer stuff that has been built in Roblox, but up until the last couple of years ago, they would hit a certain age and then bounce. You've heard they make millions. Yeah, it's a bit of an understatement. They do make millions. All right. And so I'll wait for him to depop. I'll zone to the other zone. I'll see if the way they do is set up is the problem. But we're not interested in that platform. Nope, we're not. It's just every once in a while you gotta kind of pick your battle or decide what you want to do. And that was not what we wanted to do. We did not want to make a Roblox game. Yep, we're targeting a much older audience. We're targeting the grandparents. We're targeting the grandparents of the people that. Oh, interesting. The grandparents of the Roblox players. Oh, it's because of this weird zone thing. Roblox doesn't pay citizen developers barely anything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the accuracy of that. Ryle, I know some people are making decent cash. Like there's little companies and stuff to do it, but the average person, I don't know. If you complain a lot about people being on your lawn, you are the target audience for Eminem. Correct. We decided to make life easy on ourselves and target a bunch of grumpy old farts. All right, so he's not here. Cool. The only one in here. Keith. Okay, Keith's here. Keith or Nick or somebody may, if I crash the zone again, I may need somebody to restart stuff for me. Wait, yeah. Okay, so how do you plan on making it interesting for grandparents? We're gonna make the type of game that people my age enjoy. Organic Cacao asks, what are we working on today? Today's just so far debugging something that I was looking at earlier, and I figured why not do it. Ryle, enjoy your work. Thank you very much. Grumpy old people with disposable income like me, Rev Chumley says. That's the hope, right? So let me go find... Alright, we'll come in here. Zone panel, enable. Justin said, I plan on playing EQ and Monsters and Memories in a nursing home, using my voice to shout commands into my character. And Rev Chumley is going to meet you there for nursing home LAN party. BDC Retro says, I'm sure there are a lot of younger people who will enjoy a more challenging experience. Yeah, I think so too. It's a matter of sort of defining like your primary and secondary kind of target. What's our catch for older people? One, we're leaning heavily into nostalgia of the games that first got us into gaming, both 90s graphical MMOs, but also things like MUDs and CRPGs, yeah, it's going to be a bit harder. So the Call of Duty Tarkov analogy that you just posted is applicable. It's a lot more social. It's a bit slower. Combat's a bit more tactical and slower rather than maximizing like actions per minute and button mashing. Coding Caffeine, we may be able to provide like a senior discount. We'll have to see. Chaos Flux says, reminds me would be nice for Eminem to have a slogan. We'll probably have one, but we're not going to tell you yet. It'll be a surprise. All right, so this is the trigger. We'll save this for now. And then what I can do is if I want to make sure he depops during the day, I can just add a new command to him and check that. But first and foremost, we've saved this. I think we've saved this. I've got this nice Nicodemus, thank you for giving out 2 community gift subs. Free Snakes and Papamo. Congrats. How you doing, Nicodemus? Hey, DDJ. All right. All right, so we're good here. Let's reload the zone. Pazzy said, I'm not even into EQ-like MMOs for nostalgia. I first played it properly in 2020 and found its pace and confidence more appealing than the more recent games I'd been falling out of at the time. It's just different design. It's going to appeal to different people. Mm-hmm. Well said. All right, so I'm going to fire off this. Oh, crap. I'm going to fire off this command and see what happens. This trigger. So if we look at our help, I'm going to double check, but I'm fairly certain I did it correctly last time, but it should just be trigger and then a trigger name. I'm going to copy the trigger name. If we look at our help, go back up. Yep, trigger name, throw trigger. Okay. Trigger. Well, at least it didn't crash anything. So what we can also do is I can do this. I can save it again. I'll remove the $sign so that it's no longer global. Have I played Mortal Online 2? No. Not. Oh, you're talking to Pazzy? Okay. A game you can eat while a game you can play while eating a sandwich should be the tagline. We'll want something a little more emotional than that. Gross Sacks said, Mr. Poopmaker, I need your magic. Please bring me a glass of Metamucil. No joke. Metamucil or any sort of psyllium husks and stuff. It's wonderful. There's nothing like just taking a... At our ancient age, there's nothing like regularity. Chaos said, I think that's one thing that makes EQ so fun. I love the combat mechanics and pacing. Obviously, Melee needs a little more action skills, but as a main enchanter game is such a blast. All right, so let me try this. Oops. Let me. Oh no, maybe it did crash something. Yeah, it did. It had to have. Yeah, something crashed. All right, because I forgot that last time it didn't like boot me out or anything. It should just stopped working. So I'll have to ask in Slack if people can look and see. Yeah. Nope. No error message. This is nuke something on the server, I think. Yeah. Keith, restart would be nice. So this is exactly what happened the last time I tried to use that command. And so I'm unsure if it's the command or if it's the if it's attempting to do a cross zone trigger. But either way, we'll need to restart things. Like if I were to try to get back in right now, it should tell me I can't get in. If it's doing what happened earlier. In the meantime, let me find that record in the database and put it back to where it was so that I don't so if Ollie or somebody looks in at it, it's not like they can't find what was being attempted there. And save. Cool. All right, so that's been updated. Chaos asks, have you seen the video from Justin Cater? He's been working on EQ Unreal 5 project to update EQ from 2 Unreal 5. So it has a nostalgic look, but in Unreal Editor 5. Let's see, the EverQuest in Unreal project introduction video goes a little more in depth. What he's trying to do, kind of neat. No, I saw the link and for whatever reason I haven't clicked it yet. I need to take a look at it, Chaos. Because there's a link in our Discord. I saw it in our Discord, which you can find right here. But I have not clicked on it. So I'm scrolling up right now to click so I don't forget again. Scrolling up. Where was it? Shit. Scrolling up. I thought it was up here. Still scrolling. Really? Maybe I'm in the wrong channel. Let me scroll down. Oh my goodness. I'm just sleepy all the time right now. Links in media? Links in media? Nope. Wasn't there either. Okay, I'll have to find it after the stream. What do I think of Evercraft? I think you think I was in their playtest? Nope. Yes, I was. I think we all were. I think it's awesome. I really like those guys a ton. We've been talking to them for, I think, as long as we've been working on M&M. So I know I knew of a few of the folks from, I thought from Lantern, like the Lantern Project. And then Hidden Tree, we were actually following him on Twitter and like looking at like a previous version of the game that he was doing. And really thought that would look badass as well. So Evercraft's really dope. I've even got a command here for eco. So if you do the little eco command, you can get a link to it right there. Anybody checked the Camelot beta recently? Oh, good question. I haven't, but I'm curious if anybody else has. EQ playtest was pretty fun. Reb Chumley said, yeah, we had a lot of fun. I would recommend anytime they're doing a public test to hop in, check it out, and to follow their Discord. They are cool dudes. Yeah, I think a few of our people have checked out and potentially back Camelot a while back, but not so much discussion of it recently. Yeah, T-Con. I'm talking about Camelot Unchained. I'm assuming that's the topic. All right, I'm gonna check Slack to see. Thanks, Keith. Oryx said you're working with the team via Twitch. That's amazing. Actually, yeah, it has been really cool. So I stream, Pattis streams, Zukin streams, Goblin streams. Nick used to stream like a ton back in the day, before the project, and maybe one day he will stream again. Either way. Am I forgetting anybody that streams? Here's links to everybody. And then we have all of those videos. Oh, wow, look at that. It's actually showing the thing now. That used to not do that. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's see if the command itself actually does weird shit. So let me go back and undo what I just did in terms of adding the $sign to the trigger. I'm gonna click off it. I'm gonna reload the zone data. Alright, so I've reloaded the zone data. And let's try that command again. Trigger. So this should just be a normal trigger, no crazy $sign. It looks like that breaks the zone again. So I think it's the command. Alright, so we've narrowed it down. The fun of game development is slowly narrowing things like this down. Alright, so let me re-add the $sign in the database so I don't forget about it. Cool, and let me ask Keith to bounce the server one more time, please, Keith. If you would, dear sir. So let me mention it here. In our bug discussion, let's see. Ishwitari, guten Tag, wie geht's dir? Alles gut? Looks like it looks like I can consistently put the server into a weird state by using the /trigger command. Keith has restarted things twice for me now after. I'll describe what weird state means. NPCs stop moving, can't interact with them, etc. I was attempting to debug whether or not triggers are working. So far it looks like they aren't, but this is likely separate from that. Hey John, selfish question, Vumbra asks, will I be able to kill guards as a Necro to level up? Yes, yes. We're putting opportunities, we're designing guards and NPCs with that possibility in mind. As a Necro, in theory, if you wanted to completely trash your faction, you could probably spend your whole life being evil and, well, I guess in this case, it would be counted as evil because they seem relatively good. You'd be able to spend your whole life just killing people in the city. And around the city, in the city, over the city, through the city. cool. Ja, ich wütere, alles gut bei mir. All right, so let's go back in. Zoning in now. DDJ says, nice lore tips on the loading screens. Yeah, that went in. When did that go in? A week or two ago. Time's been flying by pretty quickly. Are these both the same? No. Okay. So, stuff's working again. Necros are not evil, they just mastered recycling to a degree. Others are jealous. Yeah, that's why I stopped myself. Because, you know, the fact that they're Necros doesn't make them evil, but, if you're running around spending your entire time just killing random citizens and guards, then you're probably not good. Unless you're killing random citizens and guards of, I guess, a city that's evil? I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna have to wait till later to learn more about that bug. Cast. Ashira have more animations, for those of you that haven't seen them in a while. Selfish question number 2. Will I be able to level up as a rogue within the city limits via pickpocketing and fencing items to my guild? Level up? Probably not. No. You need to go adventure. Do we have a number of new people in here? Those of you that are new, by show of hands. Keep in mind that I'm running an editor right now, and our frame rate in editor is much different than our frame rate in release client. What I may do is, if I want to go continue playing some of the newbie quests that Luna is working on, and also show off the city, I may switch over to our actual release client so that you're not sitting here looking at me lag. Oh, interesting. And this issue's popped up again. I find some of our recurring issues kind of interesting. If you look over here, there's a whole part of the city that's just not here at the moment. So let me run and check something out really quick, and then I may switch over to the other client. Cutting Caffeine, enjoy work. Thanks for being here while you could. Hey, Pattis. I don't know if you're still looking. If you're still around. I did a real, just like a super quick, we can throw it all away, like block out over here. It was just gonna kind of change the volumes a little bit. Of stuff spawning. But I'd need to rebuild the nav mesh, right? And all of this is built on the other subscene. So ultimately, I would wind up having to check in more than just the stuff that was putting in the noob yard, which the noob yard was basically a blank subscene before I pulled some of this stuff into it for the little cemetery. I just get nervous. I get nervous at this point anytime I'm screwing with Night Harbor, just because I don't want to introduce. It sounds like there are some weird bugs over, from time to time, and I don't want to introduce anything that kind of screws you guys up or slows you down. So I'll let you know if and when I make the attempt on that, just so you can keep an eye out. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it at all on stream. Dang, John. You're going for it. All right. So let me get to a safer spot. And let me pop out of here. Hey, Golo Golo. Let me black this out for a moment. Pause this. I wonder. All right. Let me create a new character. This guy will work. Shaman. See you, Keith. Thanks again for the help. So we'll probably have some new, oh my goodness. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Jarwin, Squirrely Cog, Happy New Year. Oops. Mim these really quick. Find the Seekers of the Lost Eye. Finally up early enough to catch me. What time do you usually wake up? I'm assuming you're on the West Coast. Sleeping in is nice. My wife gets up at about 3 times a week at least. She gets up at like 5 a.m. to work out before she goes to work because she doesn't want to do it after work. And in the last couple of weeks, I've just been like, let me sleep until at least 6, please. Nicodemus said in the update there's a statement, quest complete sounds are now properly classified as sound effects and work as stingers. What is a stinger? It's a new term for me. It is, and I'm just going to I'm not going to give you the exact definition. I'm just going to cobble together my understanding of it. It's a classification of sound in the engine that allows it to, it's like a fast play sort of, like the ding sound, like the quest complete sounds, like I'm sure there are others that are triggered, and I'm assuming it's got certain parameters with regards to how it like overrides or is otherwise controlled. Like wave files? I don't know. It's all within WYs. I don't know exactly how it works beyond that. Nick's got a better grasp on the sound stuff. He talks to Robert a lot about it, so if he's still in, he might be able to answer for you, but what to say again? Sure, I'd like some work. Okay, so that's cluing me in on that quest. I'm fairly certain I can ask her about the note as well. Cool. Let's see. Seek and Destroy says, I have some asset packs that use stinger in the prefix. I just thought it was a term for small sounds. I'm learning something today. Well, until you get something more than what I've given you, I wouldn't necessarily say you've learned anything. Sounds like it has to do with how sound layers, BDC Retro said. Very punny. DDJ says, I think it explains a little bit. It explains it a bit. Like a stinger will lower the volume of other stuff going on around it so it is noticeable. That would make sense. And Nicodemus says, there are so many different aspects of game design or game development. So many pieces need to be put together to create a game. It's a small wonder games are ever created at all. Yeah, it's a lot of work. All right, so I've got my spirit pouch. I've got myself a new tunic. And I've got some instructions that I haven't read yet. I'm not going to read them out loud. Here's a gold tunic. Okay. So I'm going to make an assumption here. Parabittal gland, 2 chips of bone from... Cool. We can do that. Wait a second. My item is not appearing. So now I'm just a shirtless, buff, handsome shaman. Let me see what spells I can get. Disease protection, electricity protection, exhaustion. I'm gonna come back here when I got some money. Flame burst? I want to get some money fast. Giga Chat Shaman. Yeah. Let me see if I got the chin for it. Almost. I'll have to... Let me make a note to let Luna know. And I can double check the appearance on this. I'll just write it down real quick. Sleepy Dude 42, you're making this game? Yes, we are. The collective us. Right now, I'm mainly just playing the game. Shaman. Tunic. And bit. Make this a little bit more noticeable. I don't think you guys could hear the music really before. So for those of you that haven't been here before, let me cheat really quick. I'll just fly up here. Why does it look so dated? Because we're going for an old aesthetic, Sleepy Dude. If you want to learn more about the game, you can check it out there. Or hop into our Discord. And most of this is most of it has not been textured. But the general art style in terms of like shape language, etc. will remain as is. So yeah, this was the area that wasn't showing in the editor a second ago. Hey, Dark Inside. Let me hop back down. Sleepy Dude said, take what is good, leave what is bad. That is some straight up Yoda shit right there. Very wise. Oh my god. The fly bug. Now I'm just naked. That was the world's slowest fall for that much damage. Cast, summon, corpse. Someone doing body art at the gate? Yeah, I think they were testing something. Is that not it? It's kind of cheating, but I was, you know, I was also unfairly killed. Cool. That was quick enough. And... So, target self. Oh shit, I need to reload. What's the gameplay like? I'm guessing it's RPG? Yes. Tab targets. Tab target combat. Relatively slow pace. Not a ton of button pressing. Tab targeted. Oh no, Sleepy Dude. What kind of games do you like, Sleepy Dude? Help me out here. Help me understand what you're looking for in a game. Yo, Dark Souls and RimWorld. I mean, that's variety. But you don't like tab targeting? Need for Speed? Fair enough. League of Legends. Nice. World of Warcraft. Okay, so you're not completely out of, like, if you were to tell me that beforehand, I'd be like, okay. So there's potential that you might enjoy what we're going for, but so far it sounded like maybe not. Did you guys end up making battle sequences last longer at lower levels? I know last time I watched it seemed like 1 or 2 mobs just died immediately. King Bacon, we've been playing a ton with the combat formulas. I'll be honest, not quite sure what the current feel feels like, but I guess we're going to find out in a second. Sleepy Dude said, I play a lot of WoW. Trust me, there are a lot better foundations to lie a game on than tab targeting. But we like tab targeting. You know what I mean? We're making a game that we like. You're confused? I am. Help me understand. You don't like tab targeting. You like games that had tab targeting. No, I actually like tab targeting, Sleepy Dude. You are confused. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to Sleepy Dude. I just got 8. Yeah, most of our community that we talk to wants tab targeting. What you've got to realize is you just stepped into a community. The community wasn't built around you. So you're coming in and you're like, guys, you are all confused. Let me tell you what I want. I mean, what you want. No more Death Shroud. No, we took it out for now. We took it out because there is a mix of opinions, but it takes up an inventory slot. Makes looting a little more sort of tedious, and then it made it so that every sort of race class combo had access to robes. Pretty much yes. You are like Jesus. No, Sleepy Dude. If you're like Jesus, then you would consider the opinions of others more. I think. I don't know. I haven't talked to him recently, but what else? Let me remem my spells since I have died again. King Bacon, thank you for the follow. If I didn't just say that a minute ago. Ehud, LFG, thank you for the follow. Let's see. Sleepy Dude says, in response to WoW doesn't have tab targeting, it does. Hence, I know my shit. This is this game is 3D, not true old school. Okay, so before we continue much further, though it is nice on occasion to have the rare time where somebody comes in and it's just like, I don't know, like this. It's also kind of just as boring as it is a nice sort of breakup of stuff. So, okay, I don't know. I am just trying to sound like you boomers. All right. So why are you here? Why are you here? Sleepy Dude, why are you here? Why are you here? Help me understand why you're here. Why are you here? Other than for attention, why are you here? To tell you the good word? Okay. Well, we've heard your good word. I think we've exhausted the degree to which you can provide any, I wouldn't even say benefit. You're just kind of this is the part where I hang you on a cross. Dude, you're not only are you entertaining, you're kind of edgy too. Wowzers. I mean, I don't want to just boot the guy. I feel bad for him. Clearly needs more attention. How can we help you feel better? We are a much older sort of community here. We are a much older like group. So if you're looking for a daddy, if you're looking for a father figure, parents that care, we can keep you in here and then you can get a bit of that. I'll be your daddy. Sleepy Dude, do you want me to be your daddy? Dark One Twitch, Dark One Twitches, thank you for the follow. Animal Support, thank you for the gift sub. Sleepy dude, I am your father. No! What? Dad's actually a boomer. Yeah, that's how age works, buddy. I know you haven't seen Daddy in real life, but that's how it works. They're older. They put up with only a small percentage of your shit. John says, I accept Sean as my dad. Friends and family login. Immediate. Hey, twerk goddess. Yeah, I guess I dug my own trap on that one. With all of these insults, I can tell age does not equate with maturity. It doesn't. It doesn't. Again, if you knew more older people, you'd know this already. It would not take coming into a random Twitch stream to figure this shit out. You could just look around. We've seen it all before, son. The older you get, the less Fs you have to give. It's true, Nicodemus. Imagine being an old-ass Twitch streamer and a bunch of old dudes in Twitch chat getting triggered because someone else says Sagittarius is bad. Not triggered, it's just making random sexual jokes. Did I miss the sexual joke? No, dads are real things. Dads are, I'm not sure if you've seen one, but they are. Oh no, here. Let's do this. I'm sorry, Oric, did you not like it? Okay. Cool. Alright. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Who else didn't like it? Who else didn't like it? Oops, that's not mine. We good? Okay. Is there a timeline for when we can expect this game to release? Dark One, it's kind of open in terms of release, but the next thing that we're targeting is essentially an open playtest, which we're hoping to get folks in for an open playtest sometime before the end of Q1, so before the end of March. We currently have a friends and family playtest that is underway. Keep in mind what we'll mostly be doing for the open playtest, at least the initial 1 or 2 or so, we'll see. We'll just be looking at the effective load on the servers and see how everything holds up. Oh, thank you for being here. Do you have tentative date? The proof of concept milestones will be complete. No, we honestly, the way we've been working so far, the idea of sitting down and like grabbing all of the remaining things that we could put into like various milestones, and then actually having those things stay consistent or whatever, is it just seems like one of those exercises where we'd sit down, we'd create milestones for the sake of like having them, and then wind up reconfiguring those milestones in such a way as we go that it would be kind of like either it looked bad because we were promising stuff and then not starting on it, or moving it, or it would just I don't know, it wouldn't be factoring in whatever knowledge we're gaining in the meantime, if that makes sense. So we've got stuff relatively ordered. Like on the tech side, Ollie's got, I think, an idea in mind for when we may line up something like a bigger UI revamp relative to the stuff that we're doing. That type of thing. It'd be like, okay, this is kind of next or in that following month. But things have been so fluid that we're just kind of like, we've got our big pile, we're chopping through it, and then we order stuff kind of relative to where we are now. We say, okay, we're working on this now, so we'll be able to pull this whatever next project in the next month or two. So I don't know. I probably didn't explain that very well, Nicodemus. Tech Master Gaming said, first time here. This reminds me of Swig. Looks good. Thank you. Some time has passed since the original roadmap. Is there anything on the old list you thought back then was a big deal, but now your thoughts have changed? I'd have to look at it. I think there are a few items on like the overall breakdown in the game that maybe fall into that category, where we thought it would be a bigger deal and then it just kind of happened. But so far, nothing comes to mind immediately. And we haven't really added anything. We haven't added, do you like tab targeting, Techmaster Gaming? Ishuitari, wonderful. Yeah, the individual sent me a message. Oh, sent me a message after getting booted. It was like, enjoy your lifestyle of Twitch streaming. I'm not a professional Twitch streamer. I stream a couple times a week. For those of you that are new, I stream a couple times a week. Pattis streams a couple times a week. Zukin streams a couple times a week. Goblin, yeah, once or twice a week, I think. And then what we're doing is we're essentially coming in here and, you know, working. I think Pattis, the artists basically, I think, get more done than I do when I'm in here a lot of times, because it's hard for me to answer questions and spend too much time in a DB. But if you watch some of the VODs, we post everything on YouTube. So we post all of our VODs on YouTube, and the goal is mainly, at least from my end, to come in, spend some time hanging out with you guys, enjoy some chatting about the game, answer questions for new folks, show off some of the game for new folks, you know, during this period. Sometimes, like earlier in the stream, the first hour was me trying to debug something. I can show you our tools as people are, you know, have questions. Sometimes I'm in and out of it. Like if I've basically got a quest written up, it's easier for me to just kind of pull from the document and put it in the DB. But there's like, I can't sit here and write a quest while I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, and so it's been nice interacting. Every once in a while, somebody will come in, and I think it's been rare. I would say like the two dipshits that, you know, came in a few minutes ago, and if you're watching the VOD or whatever, and you don't feel your dipshits, or if you're sympathetic to them, then apologies. But again, like, I'm just going to kind of present myself as I present myself. Other members of the team, I think, are more professional at times or whatever, but I'm old and, you know, this is kind of me just kind of working. This isn't me trying to be a PR department for our company or some shit. So it's rare that we've had people come in and be like, just goofy on occasion, kind of goof back for a minute or two. And if they don't get it, then I think in 2 years, I've basically banned 4 people that weren't bots, with 2 of them just being right now. Did they deserve it? Don't know. Don't really care. But yeah, so that's what we do here. Again, if I wanted to be ultra professional and you know, run things through a PR department or something, then I'd be at a company right now, and like a different company with a steady paycheck. And odds are you guys probably wouldn't be watching development because those companies don't do this. So that's the trade-off. Let me catch up with chat. Jowin says, kind of nervous to ask, but will clerics/wizards be medding and chilling, or will they be expected melee and do something else to stay busy? The goal so far is to provide opportunities to do more if you want to do more, but if you like to med and chill, then med and chill by all means. Right? It's kind of like if Yawp was actually interesting for clerics and, you know, you could wade in and take a few hits or whatever, then having played a cleric, like basically for a bulk of my TLP experience on Eridune, because I never played a cleric like into the 50s before, and I really enjoyed playing a cleric, but I kind of felt like I wish it was more active, but it shouldn't be a requirement. Phil Masakate said, first time here, you make me want to play Dayak again. Hell yeah. Thanks, Phil. That's the thing. People come in and I think depending on their background, they'll be like, hey, this game looks like, you know, this game looks like EQ, or this game looks like Swig, Star Wars Galaxies, or this game looks like Dayak. So it's nice to get the variety. King Bacon said, you're literally a game dev who's worked with the biggest titles available for the time period when MMOs were new. You were at the revolutionary table. I got to see some really smart people in action for sure. EQ during that period was dope. DCUO was, like, in my opinion, pretty underrated. Both still exist. I think every MMO I've worked on is still live. At least the ones that were live, like the stuff that we pitched or whatever, tried to get greenlit and never happened, didn't happen. BDC Retro said, wait, is this just a 3-hour long commercial? It is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The curtain has been pulled back. Frankenbean says, should I be offended on behalf of dipshits? I mean, you can be. I don't know how much. I just don't know how much it's going to matter to me. Quest item. I've got the editor open in the background and streaming. My machine doesn't like that. So what I'll do is probably shut the editor so that you're not looking at this beautiful client of ours and thinking that it's got poor performance. Keith said, I can't even remember the last time someone was banned. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't do it very often. Most people get the hint. I can't wait to sell some stuff and go buy that other spell. Make pulling easier. Ow. Hey, Sakash. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Trainee. Okay. Ah, shit. I wasn't paying attention to my health. Oh my god. At least I'm dying. That should make some of you, more excited for the game. Nicodemus, I would never need to ban you. SE2, thank you for the gift sub to Techmaster Gaming. Trolls and ogres should be banned. Promote the gnomes. Hmm. King Bacon says, I've been to subreddits or other places where it's common to just argue constantly because people believe there is no good way to make an MMO. People would rather just say anything outside of their opinion is stupid, trigger others because it's just common practice. I mean, like I said, I feel like I feel like we've been super lucky because my assumption is people will either, whether it's on YouTube or here, people will come, they'll look at it, it either looks like something that they're interested in, and they stick around, and that's, I guess, you guys, and you tend to be pretty cool. We have difference of opinions on details and stuff, but yeah, it's not like it's not like Reddit here or Twitter or one of those other places where people just go to I guess work through their baggage. But I think the other type of folk, they come in, they look at it, doesn't look like anything they're interested in, they just bounce, which is cool. We're not going to be for everybody. Techmaster said, honestly, it looks like a mix of the good aspects of other games tied together into a nice package and very playable. I'd like to try it for sure. Well, it's very kind of you to say. Again, check out our Reddit. When we're not streaming, we're answering questions and chatting there. Again, it's the same like environment. We really haven't run into many, if any, trolls, just a few bots. Have a good day, King Bacon. Oh, it's funny they don't stack in here. Somebody was mentioning that on the on our Discord, I think. They're red here. He won't buy those, if I remember correctly. Confirm. Man, not getting much in the way of cash. Alright, so we got a ways to go. It's always comforting to see corpses around the guards. Yeah. Hey, Swanee. Yeah, BDC. I mean, there's plenty of feedback that we get from people that is it really is helpful. But there's a big difference between gathering feedback and working off of it, and attempting to just compromise a bit to be a little bit, I don't know, to be for, to try to have a broader appeal. This guy was tougher. The music is available for... You can download it off. You can download it off YouTube, right? It's on YouTube. Here. Cacao said, wasn't there a quest in EQ2 where the rat could switch factions? Would be interesting, and if Ogre could turn in line with the good side. Our ogres aren't inherently evil. And we're gonna put a fair amount of effort into allowing you to play the faction game with all races as much as possible. It'll just be different degrees of difficulty. Both through faction and religion. Dub Television, thank you for the follow. Gross Sack said, meeting time, got to roll. Thanks for the content. Look forward to seeing more about this game. Thanks for being here. Any games I'm looking to play in 2023? Obviously, Eminem being one of them. What's on my radar? Hopefully a new P99 server, first and foremost. Yeah, I can, Sminak. Oh man, I'm gonna mess this name up and I don't mean to. Sminak. Shis Undaram? Minak Shish Undaram. I'm messing it up too much. Oh shit, okay. Minakshi Undaram. Okay. Yeah, next mob I attack, I'll go into first person, see if that helps. He keeps coming up on me. No, Nicodemus, that is not. Oh shit! Again, I keep watching chat. Oh my god, the sheer scout. Okay, well at least we now see that lethality works. You messed that up. Yes, I was reading your comment. That was all your fault. Drag corpse. Do the rats give rabies? There is some diseased critters that give you I think rabies. Disease for sure. Oh, I forgot that one of the skeletons had a torch on him. Alright, so one more time. Pantheon Spear, thank you for the follow. Cacao mentioned games that they're waiting for: Eminem, Ashes, and Pantheon. When are you adding customizable tattoos? Later, Keebs. All right. Pantheon Spear said, how much time did it take you to do this game? Sorry, I'm bad with English. No reason to apologize. It's cool that you asked despite the language barrier. We've been working on it for 2 years and 2 years and change. Let's see. We kind of count September of 2020 as our official kickoff. If you watch on our YouTube channel, there's a retrospective that kind of goes through from the very beginning to September of 2022. So we count September of 2020 as like when we decided to kick off the project. How many months is that now? That's 2 years and what? 2 years and 4 months? 2 years and 3 months? September, October, November, December, January. So like 2 years and 4 months. The first year it was just 4 of us working on it. Second year we expanded the team pretty rapidly, but we got actual artists on the team, which was nice, and the animation's not working. Actual artists on the team, which allowed us to go from very, very placeholder to having the stuff that we've got now pretty quickly. And over time, sounds, animation, etc. So we're currently a 14-person team. Pantheon said, wow, really good job, man. Hope you succeed in your game and your life. That is extremely nice of you. Absolutely wish you all the best as well. Nicodemus asked, did Ali have a starter code base, his pet project, when you guys started a project, or 0 lines of code day one? It was from scratch day one. Yeah, I think the first little scene or two in that retrospective video just show us kind of basically booting up Unity and just dabbling with getting a character in game. And then going from there being a character to there being multiplayer to there being multiplayer on a server. So it's very much from scratch. Capsules will be forever remembered. Yeah, they'll definitely be immortalized, Keeps. It's dangerous to do this, but it's nighttime, and I think I'm going to go out and to the well and grab this other quest item that I need. Yeah, Nicodemus, ask Ali how many lines of code he has after 3 years, but then also ask him how many lines of code there's been total. Because it sounds like he's deleted a fair amount as well. BDC says, having not played M&M yet, does the character control feel like running around in P99? To me, it feels better. Oh, I'm dead. I am not going to survive. Let me see if I can strafe run. That disease batch has hit me, and that's not gonna work out well for me if I don't get out of here. Organic Cacao said, I hope you do a Kickstarter once you finish a proof of concept. Who knows? Maybe we'll blaze along. Oh my god, I'm running the wrong spot. We'll blaze along so fast that there'll be a ton of content and we're able to move straight into being live by then. Keith said roughly 270,000 lines of code back in mid-December. There we go. Thanks, Keith. I'm gonna have to check my Slack to make sure the team's not sending me DMs of their disappointment. Like, why were you screaming, do you want me to be your daddy, to this young person on Twitch? This will be the one VOD that doesn't make it to YouTube. I'm so embarrassed. Have to mark this 18 plus. Oh, you know what? That may not be a bad idea. I avoided that back in the day. So I avoided it back in the day just because you'd get fewer, you know, fewer people. So I'm going to look at the well. I'm going to inspect the well in all caps. So I'm going to aggressively inspect the well. Inspect well. Notice some moss growing on the rim of the well. I'm going to take the moss. And cool, I've got it. Perfect. Yeah, Zukin, if you're watching this, don't you dare. Well, okay, whatever. I can't tell you not to. But I'd prefer if you don't make a "Do you want me to be your daddy" clip. But yeah, so the thing is, I try not to curse very much on this stream. I in real life, I do curse a fair bit. Right? And it is the F-bomb. Like, I do use the F word pretty liberally. I grew up in an army household. Most of my family's military or law enforcement. I was in the army for a little bit. I spent the rest of the time hanging out with skateboarders. And then got into the games industry. And so, like, I swear an awful lot. But I try to be respectful. You guys come in here. You guys, yeah, that was basically my timeline, Keith. Army, skate park, EverQuest team. That was my timeline. That's been kind of my adulthood. Read that YouTube is cracking down on videos with violence in games. BDC Retro, if this counts as like the kind of violence they're cracking down on, then I guess we'll just upload it to Rumble and bless their hearts. So yeah, but anyways, out of respect to you guys, because I know some people have like watched with family members and, you know, on the TV and all sorts of other stuff. I try not to, and as much as I talk shit about professionalism or whatever, I try to be pretty chill on the stream, and it's very rare that I'm either agitated or cursing a bunch. Oh, the other thing though is they just demonetized games with violence, and we're not monetizing any of these videos on YouTube. So yeah. So I'm not really worried about it. Oops, not that one. Hell yeah, silver, 4 silver. Okay, we've got enough. We've got enough money to go buy some spells. Now we can actually get this thing going. I just sell bat teeth, exactly. We're gonna fund the game with bat teeth. Especially since we can set the prices, right? Big brain. Nicodemus says, when I go out on a shop floor at work where there are Air Force mechanics, I find I have to add curse words to my language in order for them to understand me. Learning to curse and influence people is a real skill. Yeah. I mean, there'll honestly be times where we're doing something and I feel like it just, if I say like frickin', I feel kind of bad because I feel like I'm copping out a bit, but yeah. Dharmai625 asked, how does your team compare to the original EQ team? Do you have more members or fewer? I wasn't there for the original development. I came in after the fact, so I can't say specifically. I think we're a smaller team overall by maybe half to where EQ was at launch. We're also a part-time team. We're about 14 people. I could have sworn they were around at least 30 when they went live, but I might be wrong there. I'd have to dig up some of the old interviews. If you guys like EQ history, you can check out that link there if you haven't watched them. I've had a bunch of interviews with people that used to work on the team, but only a few of them were ones that were like OG original team folk. Disease protection, 1 gold. Goodness. Oh, I thought I had enough, but I forgot the prices went up. Oh, everything's a gold now. Yeah, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. Okay. I got nothing. Let me smack one of these little bats and see if I can not get killed by a bat here. See if I can get some bat wings really quick. I just went flame burst or whatever that was. Damn, this little bat's whipped me. Darkwind said, I enjoyed many of those interviews. One thing that impressed me with the original EverQuest was how good the animations were on the original models. The new ones came out with luck and were not nearly as good. Classic animation team must have been very good. So I could have sworn if you haven't watched the one with Rick Schmitz, the bulk of the animations were done by Rick and maybe somebody else. Milo? Yeah, I think Milo as well. And maybe somebody on top of that. I think. And the problem with Lucklin was the animations were done right. They're kind of last minute, and it wasn't the project was not project managed very well. And the guy that was doing the animations was just completely overwhelmed, and it was like one guy. Marked exclamations. Thank you for the follow. I mean, Luckland was just, it was a lot. And that's why it was, I mean, Luckland was pretty unfinished when it went live. Was Toby one guy or somebody else? Tom Toby came afterwards. I thought Tom Toby got on board when we were in the middle of or starting pop. Nicodemus said, "It's nice to be in a group where game history and those who make them is appreciated. Most developers are never known." Yeah, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, that's another one of those things where I'm really glad that other people on the team are streaming. And then, you know, one of the things that we run into is because I did work at SOE for, you know, for a while, I think it's easy for people to come in and like attribute the game to me, and I just happen to be, I think, visible because I used to work at SOE. I stream, you know, twice a week for 3 hours. And though the other folks on the team do as well, and you really should be watching those streams. But anyway, but I don't want, like, we can't create that sort of like that idea of this, you know, being a single person's project or vision or whatever. We're a team for a reason, and we have a really strong team that, you know, everybody brings something to the table. We spend a lot of time behind the scenes communicating in Slack and just sort of pulling shit together. Don't get me wrong, I will definitely, like, there are things where I'm just very peculiar or picky about or whatever, and we'll figure it out if it's right or wrong, but I've tried to justify that to the team by saying, like, I'm getting old. I don't know how many more games I'm going to make in the future. It would be really nice to try some of the shit that I've been wanting to try for, like, 10, 15, 20 years on a project. So that's why I may push for certain things, but at some point, if it's just wrong, then we'll change it. But this is very much the team's game. There's so much content you put out. It'd be cool to pull together something where you clip certain people talking about the same story from their perspective, like Sleeper Fiasco or Luckland item meetings and stuff. Yeah, so Keith has clipped a bunch of stuff previously as part of the Mandrake Farms channel that he's got up. And so that's actually how we got to know Keith. Now we're keeping him pretty busy programming, though. Let me sell these really quick. But the idea of, like, doing more with that stuff, cool. Double checking that's not the case, is definitely, you know, it's on our list, especially as time allows, maybe sometime this year. Can I afford it? St. Birds. I still don't have enough money. I guess I can't do simple math. Well, if I go sell this other shit, then I'll have enough money. Esan says, I hope my kid graduates art school and works on Monsters and Memories. It's possible, right? If we stick around as long as EQ has. Rev Chumley, if you can become a good animator, there's definitely opportunities for you in the industry. I think that's it. Bat Firm, Bat Tooth. We'll see if I get a stack of them, then I'll go turn them in. Seeking Destroy said, I almost wish I could rewatch some and catalog names and subjects with timestamps so it could be easily referenced or let the community do it. I almost wonder... I mean... in theory, we could make a spreadsheet and just open it up to the community and be like, hey, if you've enjoyed these and you want to note some of your favorite moments and kind of what it was themed about, we could kind of crowdsource it. I just don't, honestly, I don't know how many people would invest time in it. Hey, Olgo. Seeker of the Lost Eye should be written in Braille. The eye you find may be your own. Hey, I leveled up. I may have just gotten ahead of myself. Okay, now we're good. NPC. Let me look something up real quick. So many times that I died today already. Like 4? I think I've died 4 times before level 2. That's not too bad. I blame all of you though. Totally wasn't my playing. It was because you're inciting me to be mean to randos. I was level -1 for a while. Yeah. I had to dig myself out of that hole. Bear with me while I look something up. Cool. I really want that spell. I'm barely certain I have enough cash now, especially after I sell. Are pets working yet? K-Sims, they are. Yep. Pazzy appreciates me getting killed so much. It speaks to game design you appreciate. I don't know if it speaks to the balance of the game as much as it does just how shitty of a player I am most of the time. I am clearly really bad at this. Yeah, I played a Necro on a fair number of previous streams. So you could see it there. I don't know that I've ever played an Elementalist, which is our mage basically. Here. I may make a NPC that's just a tooth collector. Why is he collecting teeth? You don't want to know. Just a weirdo. I think they could be used in tailoring though. Buttons and stuff. He likes to smell them. That is disgusting. Vrumber said the Deep Gnome concept art looks really cool. Reminds me of Hollow Knight. Oh, cool. Necklaces, yeah. I could see like making buttons and stuff out of them or something like that. Custies, thank you for the follow. Rise, my tooth golem, says the necromancer. That is disgusting and terrifying. Put the teeth on shoulder pads to make them spiky. Okay. That's another idea. What else do we have? Help us brainstorm. Replace your teeth with null teeth. I could see that working. I'll have to ask my wife about that when she gets off work. She's a dental surgeon. I'd have to ask her if she's ever considered replacing human teeth with some sort of a crazy animal tooth. What else do we have? Strength I've already got. Nice. And a spellbook. I can buy a spellbook, but it's 9 gold. Really want to put in a different color spellbook. As a vanity item. Finally. Finally I got it. Flame burst, here we go. Her reply, gnolls aren't real. Probably. Buzzkill. John said my monk in EQ has nothing in his bank but heads. I've never told anyone that. To which Seek and Destroy said, I bet the banker shows you a bit of respect when you walk in the doors. Wow. The imagery. So, next up for me will be this week. I'm going to start on Bard quests and Rogue quests. Rogue quests will be stressful because there's so much interesting stuff that you can do with rogues that like need to just sit down and decide on which of that we're going to lead with. I need to get with Nick and look at the rogue's ability sets and kind of see what all's working and how, so that we can make sure that we do something cool with their abilities straight out of the gate. Rogues kind of feel unfair when it comes to quests, because they can do some pretty interesting stuff. I need to reset this client and see. I'm very curious to see if that hitching persists if I reset it. So let me camp out really quick. Take a look and see if that hitching's still there. Are bard mechanics in? Not all of them, but bards, you can already bard a bit. Bard, yeah, Olgo. That just means that you can play a bard now. Let's see if this does anything different. Nicodemus says, I have an idea that I thought about drawing out for Eminem, a Prince of Shadows NPC using the fire elemental model with green fire texture. Has the summon spell for shadows to fight the players. Interesting. See how that works? You guys come in here, you've got interesting ideas, you've got some feedback, you mentioned some things you like, you mentioned some things you don't like. And everything works pretty smoothly. Nope, I'm still... I wonder if it's my machine at this point. Because the client's been really nice. Except mentioning if you don't like to have... Well, in all fairness, BDC Retro. The individual... No, it's not too soon. I might go back and watch and see if I can improve my behavior on situations like that. But I felt like we gave... the individual plenty of opportunity to sort of, kind of get with the program and express themselves. But you can always tell, right? You can always tell when there's that person that's like, they're not just expressing an opinion. They really are. They're looking to troll, right? Looking to troll. So it's like, all right, no, okay. And then at some point it's just like, you know what? I'm just... Screw you. You can tell he's going to troll from there. Yeah. Yeah, his first message, why does it look so dated? Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of those, like, you give people an opportunity. You give people an opportunity to come to Jesus, not to claim to be Jesus. Ooh, life's a lot easier now that I've got Flame Burst. They're just too cool for us old people. I know. Especially me. Look at me. I'm just making a living streaming for you guys. Rip Daft Punk. Man, I need to listen to more Daft Punk. It's been a while. It is Monsters and Memories. There's a link there if you wind up liking what you see on the website. Our Discord is here, so you can hang out with us when we're not streaming. Stream a couple times a week, Tuesday and Thursday. And then other folks on the team stream as well. If you go to our YouTube, you can see a lot of the old VODs. We basically throw all the raw VODs up there, so. It is definitely inspired from that, like, first era of EQ, Daok. You know, that late 90s, early 2000s before. Felt like because we were really trying to improve just improve everything, improve game art and stuff like that. It's interesting how quickly all the games moved into that kind of like mid 2000s looking art style. So it's always interesting to me when, with the exception of the people that come in and say it looks like Star Wars Galaxies. Oh, there's a jackal pup. Let me see if I can. No, I'm probably gonna wind up losing both. If I fight in a shear, I'm probably gonna die, Nicodemus. Okay. Follow me. Okay. Oh no, he's gonna get it. Yeah, but anyway, so when people come in and they mention like EQ or Swig was it was funny because we were playing when I've got like my cape on and robe and stuff like that. Then I think it was maybe Ollie who was one of the first people who was like, oh, kind of it's got a Star Wars Galaxies vibe. We were out in Shaded Dunes. But even the folks that are like, oh, it looks like EQ or I'm not as sure with Daok if how the art style changed over time, but with EQ it's like if it looks like EQ, it only looks like EQ from the first few years, and then EQ stopped looking like EQ. Yeah. We gotta say, in terms of like art style, Daft Punk, in terms of art style, I guess we can try a scout. Let's try it, see what happens. I mean, it's not like I haven't been dying. I guess I could have opened up with Flame Burst. We'll probably put a little cloth sim on the cape and maybe the skirt. Oh no. Oh no. Thought I might be able to get one out. But yeah, there's this there's that early period where the models were really chunky. You know, the textures felt pretty realistic back in the day, but the models were nice and chunky. And that's just one of those things that I just can't get away from. And it's the same thing when you look at like the Geo and stuff like that. There's just something about the chunkiness that's nice. By the way, if you follow our Discord, you'll see whenever the team's streaming, we have notifications set up in there. I would recommend if you haven't watched Goblin stream recently, the next time he's streaming, you should watch. I'm not going to mention what he's working on. None of the details. But I would say that it would definitely be worth a watch. He's working on something new. Kimmery said, I don't know if I'd play EQ these days if we couldn't have old models. Yeah, I prefer old models with shadows on. And the old spell effect, yep. When the model update came out, I actually liked it. But excuse me. It's kind of live and learn, right? Let me see if I can actually kill one of these beetles. Blasphemy, I know. Dark One, see, you can even call me out for my blasphemy, and yet there's no aggression. There's no cringy toxicity. Oops, this one's even closer. Has a decision been made on spells? If spells will be every level or every 4 to 5 levels? Like feeling growing weakness to sudden burst of power you got from a bigger range. I think the way it's currently set up is every few levels. I could have sworn it was like a 4-level range in there, but then I thought some classes had abilities or spells every level, so I don't know. Either ask again and I'll look it up. Ask again on Thursday or ask in Discord and we'll get you. Cringy toxicity sounds like a NPC ability. We should make it. We'll make that ability. That way the younger folks will see that we know their lingo. Did I ever play Asheron's Call? I did for a bit. Not as heavily as I played EQ. But I thought a lot of the stuff they were doing in there was pretty cool. What was I forget the guild tithing system's name. Was it tribute within the guild? Patron vassal, yeah. And then the way they handled live operations was really cool. So Bunny, who used to be on the team, she played a lot of AC, it sounded like, and was often bringing up some of the stuff they were doing there, and then like reminding us of what was going on with like the evolution of the live game over time, how they handled live events. It sounds like they were doing a number of things there that were really cool. So again, there are a lot of old games to pull ideas from. Whatever happened to Bun? I mean, ultimately, I'd let her speak to things, but I think making games is stressful, and it felt like it was putting a lot of stress on her. So, you know what I mean? Like, because we're pretty chill, but there's still a lot of stuff that has to get done. So, she mentioned that it was pretty stressful for her, and it was like, all right, well, that's not what we're wanting to do. We don't want people to be stressed out and bummed out and stuff. She was hanging out, not really active when I first started watching you. What kind of stuff did she help with early on? BDC Retro said, a lot of world building, a lot of lore and stuff. She had some really fun takes on things, some interesting ideas. That I just don't think we would have thought of otherwise. And so there's a lot of stuff that you'll run into that's part of like foundational lore that Bunny contributed. And then early on it was, as tools and stuff were coming online, it was mainly a lot of discussion about design, and then a lot of why did I do that? A lot of discussion about design, and then a lot of world building and lore sort of writing. So that was during that first year. She and I were just writing a ton. And then once Ham got on the team, it was the three of us hammering on lore. I'm probably not going to be able to. Yeah, he's hitting too consistently. I'm probably screwed. Oh, I'm definitely screwed. Good. I'd rather die than not. Probably could have played that a bit better. The lure to want to help is strong, but the realization of the amount of work is required is daunting. Yeah, it's and it's steady, right? Like it's got to be. It's not like a little bit of work, you know, this week and then come back in a month and do a little bit more work. It's more of a it's more of just a kind of steady marathon of stuff that needs to get done. See, Kimmery says, I had not experienced stress in my life before game industry. It's rough, but sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it does. Sometimes. And Daft Punk said, yeah, working in tech is stressful, especially startups. People with strong opinions. There's that as well, right? I think we're pretty good about working with each other and having both strong opinions, but also we're not a very combative team. Sometimes we need to be even a little bit more, I guess, combative and be like, hey, if you don't like it, be sure to say you don't like it. So, Costies, did I say thank you for the follow when you did that like 20 minutes ago? I thought I did, and then I realized I didn't, and then, let's see. The Nicodemus says, good to have a diverse group of devs, different experiences, different viewpoints, makes for a more well-rounded solution. I'm glad Luma got on the team. Yeah, so Luna's definitely been good in that regard, because again, somebody that sort of shares our common background, but also has played some stuff that some of us haven't played, definitely has a different worldview. Then, you know, I think we're a really good mix in that regard on the team. So, one of the things that we try to keep an eye out for. And does it feel weird being beaten by your own programming? Well, fortunately, I didn't do the programming. I don't even think I made this mob in any way. Zukin made the model and the texture. Arkenstaff. Oh, Zukin may have made this animation as well. I don't know if Arkenstaff's touched this animation. He's doing our animations. Nick put it in the... made the NPC, and what is that jackal doing? Etc, etc. So I'm being killed by something I've had very little involvement with. But I'm always happy when the game kills me, period. Just because that's what we want the game to do to players. Custy says, I played Asheron's Call when I was younger, and this game gives me that vibe. See, that's the thing. I really mean it. Like, the goal is for it to hit on that era. It just so happens that we, you know... Oops. Oh, fuck. I died. I'm like, let me cast the spell. Nope. Let me remember that spell since I just died again. Have you played much UO, or is there much ultimate inspiration amongst current team members? I didn't play a ton. It was one of those ones, like when I was working on EQ, we tried to play a little bit of everything. I was always jealous of some of the stuff that they did on UO in terms of just making the world feel like a world. Ollie, on the other hand, is, Ollie's a big UO and Star Wars Galaxies fan, so there's definitely some inspiration coming from that end. When we get into housing and stuff, I think you'll see some of it. And then later, when we're looking at the details of trade skills, we'll see how much of that makes it in or not. Droll the Ogre said, I mean, the beetle killed you and kept walking, works as intended. It absolutely did. S-tier MMOs. EverQuest, Asheron's Call, Dayak, WoW, Classic WoW. Yeah. It's funny, speaking of tab targeting, like, WoW's tab targeting feels so good that we may or may not have spent some time just analyzing it and using that to sort of understand what good tab targeting feels like. So yeah, take that, Mr. come in here talking like he knows all about WoW but doesn't like tab targeting. Anarchy Online. It's funny, we really didn't discuss much Anarchy Online until Luna came on the team. Oops. Engine number 9. Yep. We'll take that as a compliment. Olgo says Eminem is planning on player housing, open world or instance? Open world. Not sure how it would transfer to Eminem, but WoW arenas have a nice ability to use F keys, quick target enemy players. Have to ask Nick about that. Lots of WoW haters because the change monopolized the MMO paradigm, but it was objectively a great game. Yeah, it was. Very good game. Let's see. Open world housing is a lot of space. Etherin, yeah, that's why we're accounting for a lot of space as well. Plus it's finite, right? At some point you run out of housing until someone can't pay their lease anymore. So I started putting doors in for that very reason, to run around the city and start putting doors in where we, could basically say, hey, imagine it, because a lot of people look at the city and they're like, it's too big. But just imagine now that this doorway, this building is eaten up by housing. In theory, we've got the subcomponents to sort of bake in some housing right now. We got doors, we got volumes where we can define ownership of space, etc. So here, I'll fly again for those of you that, oops, I'm on. Oh. So if you're just coming into the stream, first of all, welcome. Our city's got some room in it. So we have room for some housing. We have room for encounters. Those of you that are asking, hey, can my necro find stuff to kill and level up in here? Yeah. We're accounting for that as well. So imagine this being a mix of player housing and encounter spaces plus the usual stuff, guild halls, vendors, quest NPCs, and imagine sticking around the city for years instead of just kind of moving to the next expansion and never coming back. So that's the approach that we're taking with this big ass city for now. Droll the Ogre said, you were the lead designer on Eldon? Well, sir, I owe you a huge thank you. My wife and I met on EQ, and Eldon missions is how we got to know each other. Huge prompts. Thank you for the good content. Thank you for passing that along. That's awesome. Justin says, I want to make sure I live in a really blighted area of Night Harbor. That's coming up after the harbor's done. This area right here on the edge is going to cover that need. Oh, watch the sun go down. Tonka to Donbury, thank you for the follow. Very similar to how Aerolift, Neverwinter Nights community MMO did it. You end up with nice town communities and people moving in and out as people don't pay or stop playing. Exactly. So, here I've added the speed gem so that we can move through a little bit quicker. I may reset the time so that you can actually see a little bit. So I can imagine some really nice. The thing is, we can actually have housing that has really cool locations as well, right? So imagine, imagine having, and we'll get to sit and decide, like, is this a guild size living space? Is this a single, person in each one of these? And so imagine being the guild that can afford to get this and then overlook here. That boat's looking hungry. I'll watch out for it. I won't get too close. So, the Harbor District, this park area will continue to be fleshed out. Then the Necropolis District, work our way over to Sage Side, which this will have more of a university, library, magic-y feel, as you can tell. How much to rent a wagon down by the river? Look, a free apartment down by the docks. Wait. Apartment mimic eats player. That's beautiful. So with our housing, yeah, we're going to define where the actual house, like what the housing is. So the specific buildings and rooms, and the player will only ever be renting it from us. So if they quit playing or whatever, it'll default back. But definitely expect that people will gobble up real estate, and then the cool thing is we'll have this system all over the place. So you might even be able to rent a tavern out, or an inn that's out down in the plains or something, or away from town, and be the person that has that kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay, guys. Can you customize the rentals? What do you mean by that, Benatron? If I get a good apartment or property, can I like Airbnb it? I guess I don't know that we're going to support that. I actually don't know that we'll support that. I mean, I guess there might be a way that you can do it. Like decorate or place furniture. Oh, yeah. And that's gonna be a whole UX challenge. That's gonna be fun, but sounds like Ali's excited about it. K-Sim says, this game is very impressive. Why, thank you. You will not be banned. That's the kind of feedback we like. Alright guys, it's 5 o'clock. And that means I'm going to take my little crying dog outside for a few minutes so that he can do his business. And then the dog and I will start on dinner so that Jasmine can eat when she gets home. We can have dinner together, and then I can go back and see what's going on at work. So thank you for being here. I'll be here same time on Thursday. Isan, love you too, bro. I'm glad you were able to come in. Bullrog, thank you for the dog love. Kimry, you're welcome for the stream. Thank you for being here. MMO Pug, take care. Gulu Gulu, you take care as well. T-Con, see you, buddy. The dog's name is Rune, R-U-N-E. Because he's got a little mark on his face. Dark One, have a great day. Thank you for being here as well. See you, Chaz Solo. Nicodemus, always good to see you. See you in Discord, probably. John, same deal. Olgo, see you. Rev Chumley, you're very welcome. Justin Beard, have a great day, buddy. Keebs, you too. See you next time you're here. I'll be here Thursday. Oh no, don't fall, buddy. Vumbra, bye-bye. Ishuitare, tschüss, bis später. K Sims, I'm gonna assume the smooches are for me and not my dog. Smooches back. Hell's Ridge, see you. BDC Retro, see you. The two people that got banned earlier, see you. See, if you'd just been cool, we could have. It's a very loving environment. Bye, Dad. See you, John. If you ever need a daddy, you know where to find me. Bye-bye.